And, happy Sabbath day to everybody. Shabbat Shalom, or to Yom Kippur, which is a holy feast that we're indulging in. Hebrews are learning about them, are learning about us, what we should be doing. Instead of holidays, we celebrating holy days, which is Yah's days, the day that he acknowledges for us to always keep in remembrance of him and what he's done for us, what he's taken us out of. As y'all can see, I have something here in my hand. This right here is called the Prayer of Authority. And the title of today's message is We Have Been Controlled by the Witches and the Warlocks. The music, we have been under a spell for a long time. And y'all know that folks don't want to hear this truth. They don't want to hear this word. They don't want to hear Yah's word. They don't want to see you speak against what they like doing, which is sinning, which is transgression of the law. They like celebrating holidays and all this other stuff. So when this stuff is spoken, they're going to try to come up against it. But here's a warning. Touch not my anointed and do my prophets no harm. Don't speak against us. Don't speak against the house. Don't speak against Yah's chosen, because fire is going to come up under your house when you speak against his chosen ones. I'm going to read this prayer of authority, and I hope that everybody that's listening will read this as well. And I'm substituting the word Christian for followers of the word, because we ain't Christians. We followers of Yah's word. In the name of Jesus Christ, or Yeshua HaMashiach, by the power of his blood and the authority of his word, given to me or us as born-again believers of Yah's word, we bind and reject you, Satan, and your forces, and command that you leave this territory. And we seal this room, house, and all members of my family, relatives, and possessions in the blood of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, or Yeshua HaMashiach. And that's for anybody on this live as well. We bind and reject all familiar spirits, all companion spirits, all cardinal spirits, all spirits of applications, and we bind and reject all evil spirits in the air, the wind, the fire, the netherworld, the elements, and all satanic forces of nature. We bind and reject all spirits of confusion, disruption, division, fear, lust, disbelief, disobedience, playing games, deaf and dumbness, mind control, and all aspects and attributes of those spirits. We bind all evil interlocking spirits. That means spirits that's linking up with one another. That's family members, that's friends, that's ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, ex-college mates, ex-whatever. Notice it's an X. We X them out. Right, X them out for a reason. Because they're going to come up against you. Why? Because they're going to link up with other people to tell them stories about you. Tell them about your past. Tell them about what you came from. But won't want to tell them about what Yah or God has done for you. So these interlocking spirits, we coming up against them, and we bind and we reject them. So bind all evil interlocking spirits. And we command that there be no communication between you or anyone else, and we command that you leave quietly. Command that they leave up out of your house. Command that they don't call your house. Command that they don't come and speak to you or try to get you in the same crowd as them, because that's what a witch and a warlock will do.
They sure will.
In the name of our Lord, Yeshua HaMashiach, we break and dissolve every curse, every spell, every hex, every evil wish, evil desires, hereditary seals, and we come against all satanic vows, pacts, sacrifices, voodoo practices, and we break and dissolve all links with psychics, clairvoyants, astrologers, mediums, occult seers, satanic cults, fortune tellers, seances, Ouija boards, tarot cards, occult games of all kinds. Why do we reject those things and bind them up and give them back to the sender? Because back in the day when they did that stuff, when the king was in play, or just like your the ones that just fell down not too long ago, that's the higher ups that we follow, the idols, they was going to the astrologers, the mediums, the occult seers, the satanic cults, fortune tellers, seances, Ouija boards, tarot cards, occult games of all kinds. They was going to them, asking them questions about the future. And we know we ain't supposed to know about the future. You're just supposed to go day by day. You ain't supposed to know that stuff. Why? Because if the Most High wanted you to know that, he would have told you that. Or he would have gave you a vision. But you wouldn't have to go to another person to palm read, another person to look at a crystal ball, another person to bring in some other stuff and say, I'm talking to this God or this God, so I'm talking to the ancestors. That's the problem. So we invite the Holy Spirit in, the Ruach HaKodesh, to fill this room, house, corner to corner, ceiling to floor with your presence. And Father, we ask that you release Michael, Gabriel, and all your holy angels that's fighters for you, Father, that's fighters for us, that sit on an assignment by you to fight the battles for us that we cannot see. Because you can't see a warlock and a witch straight up in front of your face. They don't dress like that. I mean, they do get dolled up and look all pretty because they ugly on the inside, but on the outside, they beautimous.
Try to be.
And Father, we ask and release all forces of you through your Son, Yeshua, and our Lord and Savior and Master. And we thank you, Father, Abba, Father, Yah, in your Son's name, Yeshua's name, by the power of his blood and the authority of his word, given to us, to me, to y'all, this royal family, to anybody that's watching on the live, that's in that name or that follows that word. We're talking to you right now, followers of the word. We thank you, Father, and we say, amen. So be it and come. Understand why we say all that and why I prayed that is because we don't know what's coming up against it. But the Father says, if you invite me in, if you invite the Holy Spirit in, hey, I got you. They ain't going to come up against you. They're going to try, but I just sealed it all up. Even though you don't see it, he did it. Or like the song say, even when I don't see it, you work it. Even though we didn't see him just come up and write on the door or smear the post of the door. We didn't see him come in here and give that word. We see it working. Because you'll see it in your lives. You'll see it in other people's lives. They'll start talking about what Yah has done for them. Let me read this Father's Heart Ministry, and then we'll get into it. Woo, get a little hot. The Father's Heart Ministry, and y'all go check out Prophet Russ. He be right on time all the time. It says, the Father says today, are you ready to be amazed at the work of my hand? The Father says, are you ready to be amazed at the work of my hand and what I'm about to do in your life? Amazing is what I do. Amazing is what the Father does. Even when time seems like I'm not doing anything at all. Even when it looks like he's not doing anything at all. Yeah. Oh, I don't have no house. I don't have no car. I don't have this. I don't have that. Look, I got you. Stop worrying about that. Just continue to chase after me. Continue to seek me while I am yet to be found. I am the God, the Father of amazing things. And what I am doing in your life is nothing short of utterly amazing. You might be surprised, even caught off guard by suddenness of it all. My angels who constantly behold my face are bringing the full force of my suddenness into your life. What angel did he just say? That's Michael. That's Gabriel. That's his holy angels that's about to do something great in your life. His royalty, his royal bloodline. It's about to be something for y'all, something for us. Let your heart find comfort and encouragement today. For I am here working to manifest my suddenness in your life, even in those circumstances and situations that seem so bleak and hopeless. I am moving. When you was going to school, when you thought that you wasn't protected, do you know why you was protected? Because you had somebody praying for you long before you got to the school. Or when you was going to work, long before you got to work, you had somebody praying to the Father for your protection, asking the Father to send his holy angels, his guardian angels down to be encamped round and about you to protect you. The ones that you cannot see, the ones that the animals see, but you don't see.
Yes, Lord.
Come to me, my child. The Father says, come to me, my child. You know how we got to come to the Father? As a child. That's why you have a father. So you can always come to the Father, and you are the child of the Father. Oh, and the mother, don't leave her out as well. Rest your head on my shoulder and feel my arms around you. Yeah, just rest your head on my shoulder. And let me wrap my loving arms and hands around you and give you comfort and tell you, I love you, son. I love you, daughter. I love you, wife. I love you, husband. Whatever it is, I love my children. Know the comfort and security of my embrace. You'll feel that. You'll know that when you actually feel somebody give you that comfort and that embrace, that hug, that kiss on the forehead, or just a shoulder to cry on, or somebody just to walk and talk to.
Come on, that's it.
As I hold you close, I am turning, transforming, and changing those things that have seemed resistant to prayer, faith, and belief. This is what my sudden love feels like, my beloved. Take a deep cleansing breath and breathe in pure the pure atmosphere of my love for you. It is a new day, a sudden day, a day of sudden and secure deliverance by my hand. A day of deliverance. Today is the day where people is going to get delivered from the very things that they've been watching or listening to. As I said, the music. People been under a spell and didn't even know it. You didn't even know that the 808s and the beats and the drums and the singing and everything was putting you under a spell because you get to acting like the very thing that you're listening to. And it starts with the children. Yeah. You know why? Because the children are easy to capture. Just like on the movie Hocus Pocus, come little children. Did it say parents?
No.
They said, come little children, I'll take you away into a land of what? Enchanting magic. You like magic? You like to see the rabbit come out the hat? You like to see the cards? You like to see all that stuff? We got to capture your mind, and then we got to capture your ears. And literally when we do that, now we got you. Mama, I want to be a magician. Mama, I want to be an astrologer. Mama, I want to be one of them that's like, Mama, I want to be one of those idols. I want to be the new people that's out there that's got all the money. I want to be able to do that. Mama, can I do that? Daddy, can I do that? No. But see, you under a spell because now Mama likes it. Now daddy likes it. When you ride in the car, what you be listening to? I mean, we listen to something different, but what you be listening to? The very thing that you idolize, that you love, and you don't even know that you under a spell. Turn with me to Daniel chapter 5. So we've been in the book of Daniel. For those that's just joining in, we're in the book of Daniel. And first we found out that Daniel's name was changed to Belshazzar, and we found out that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego name was changed as well. And they're all Hebrew, or may I say it like this, brown-skinned, black, Negro people over here in America whose last name was changed to slave masters' names. We the same people. But then, right after that, guess what? They locked them up. They threw them in there. Why? Because they went against their customs. They went against what they told them to do. You need to eat this. You need to listen to this. You need to do this. But if you don't do this, we're going to lock you up. Matter of fact, we're going to throw you in the fire because you a witch. But you ain't the witch. They the witch. They the warlock. That's why when they got into the fire, they didn't burn. Their clothes wasn't hinged, wasn't fringed, any of that. They came out representing because they had on holy garments. They had on the armor of the Most High Yah, our Father God. And then he walking around there with them. After that, Nebuchadnezzar became a believer. Nebuchadnezzar became a believer of the God that you cannot see. He became a believer of the God of Daniel. Whatever one that they serve, but you would say the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He believed in that God because ain't nobody going to be able to just walk around or put them in a fire that's 7 times hotter than it was supposed to be, and then they come out and they ain't even on fire. Y'all know it's on that movie Hocus Pocus. Them witches got put in that fire and in that little room, that little basement. Then they came out and she was like, I want my book. Where's my book? But see, they put that in your face as a mockery to us, letting us know that that's us. We ain't witches, we ain't warlocks, but they want you to be a witch and a warlock because real witches and warlocks, what they do back in the day, the Salem witch trials, they hung them, they put them on trees, they put a stake on, and they burnt them. They got rid of them, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We ain't doing that stuff no more because they say, oh, that's cruelty. But you don't know who's a witch and a warlock today. Open up your book to chapter 5 of Daniel. Belshazzar, the king, made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords and drank wine before the 1,000. Belshazzar, whilst he tasted the wine, commanded to bring the golden and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives and concubines might drink therein. So now Belshazzar, because he's under another tutelage of someone else, he acknowledges this man as the father, but they're actually doing drinking. They're actually taking on the gold and the silver. Concubines, they having a party. You know, they having one of them nitty parties. They having a good old time, but they having the wrong type of time because it's not on the father's time. It's literally other people in play that's in charge, and they gotta listen to them. Sound like us. It's other people in play that we gotta listen to because they in charge, and if we don't listen to them, then they throw us away and throw the key away. Lock us up and throw the key away. They literally just throw us right in there and say, oh, they a problem. Right. We gotta get rid of them. Lock them up.
That's it.
That's true.
Then they brought the golden vessels that were taken out of the temple of the house of God. So they took stuff out of the house of God, or Yah, which was at Jerusalem. And the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines drank in them. So they took the father's, Yah's stuff, and then brought it out of there. They stole it. Then they turned around and put the liquor up in it. Put the drink up in it, the strong drink up in it. Had the wives and the concubines out there getting drunk and getting lit and partying, showing off their future. And getting ready to go to the next part of the party, the after party.
Right.
So they go to the after party. They drank wine and praised the gods, lowercase g, of gold and of silver, of brass, of iron, and of wood, and of stone. So they praised the gods of all of this stuff. Pause. Just like the people today. When they get up at the top, now all of a sudden they got the gold, they got the silver, they got everything, and you ain't got no money, you ain't got no chain, you ain't got no watch, you ain't got on the latest of shoes, the latest name brand stuff. You ain't got no money, you a broke nigga. You a broken. Well, you know what they say. Let's just be real. You a broke nigga. I don't need you. I can go get me a real man that got money, that got the gold, that got everything, that can take care of me. Here we go. In the same hour came forth fingers of a man's hand and wrote over against the candlestick upon the plaister of the wall of the king's palace, and the king saw the part of the hand that wrote. Hold on, y'all. See, at this time, they having a party. They don't think that the father's watching. They don't think that, he can see what they doing. So next thing you know, this hand come out of nowhere. And it just start doing this. It's right on the wall. And King Nebuchadnezzar can see all this happening. He's sitting and he's looking. He can see the hand and the works of it because he's seeing the writing. But nobody else is seeing this thing. Watch this. Yes. Then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins were loosed, and his knees smote against one another. He was shaking in his boots. He was like this right here. He was like, oh my God, what is that? He was scared. He was shaking. What is going on? Where did this come from? What type of game is this?
Yeah, what's really going on?
What part of the game is this? The king cried aloud to bring in the astrologers. The Chaldeans and the soothsayers, and the king spake and said to the wise men of Babylon. We know who the wise men of Babylon are. Literally, whosoever shall read this writing and show me the interpretation thereof shall be clothed with scarlet and have a chain of gold about his neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. So look, whoever can tell me who wrote this and what this say, I'm about to make sure you a king today. I'm about to make sure you in scarlet. I'm about to make sure you look like the part. I'm about to make sure that everybody serves, but you're going to be the third one in charge because you ain't going to outdo me. But you'll be the third king in charge. But I need one of you Babylonians or wise men of Babylon to interpret this for me. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, or Daniel.
Right, one of y'all.
I need one of y'all. Now these same wise men, for those that read the Apocrypha, if you go to First Esdras, chapter 3, read it in its totality, 1 through 24, you will find out that these three wise men is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Because they talking to King Darius at the time. Here we go. I'm getting ahead of myself. Where'd I go? Oh, okay, here we go. Verse 8. Then came in all the king's wise men, but they could not read the writing, nor make known to the king the interpretation thereof. Because then he called in the astrologers, the soothsayers, the witches, the warlocks, the people that can tell the future, so to speak. He called all them, but they're like, we can't read that.
Right.
We don't understand that. What is that? That ain't from our ancestors. That ain't from the people that we serve, the people that we call on. We can't read that, king.
Right.
Then was King Belshazzar greatly troubled, and his countenance was changed in him, and his lords were astonished. Now, the queen, by reason of the words of the king and his lords, came into the banquet house, and the queen spake and said, O king, live forever. Let not your thoughts trouble thee, nor thy countenance be changed. There is a man in your kingdom, in whom is the spirit of thy father, light and the spirit of the holy gods, and in the days of thy father, light and understanding and wisdom, like the wisdom of the gods, was found in him, who the king Nebuchadnezzar, thy father, the king, I say, thy father, made master of magicians, astrologers, Chaldeans, and soothsayers. There is somebody here that can read this. There is someone here that can. Don't be afraid. There's one in the kingdom. There is one here. Don't get like all bent out of shape. There is somebody that's going to help you with this here. For as much as an excellent spirit and knowledge and understanding and interpreting of dreams and showing of hard sentences and dissolving of doubts were found in the same Daniel, whom the king named Belshazzar.
Come on.
Daniel is the one that can interpret this thing, that can interpret dreams, that has the understanding, has the wisdom, has the knowledge to be able to read this very thing that's on this wall. Yeah. But see, if you fall under another tutelage of someone else and you get kind of stuck in that because you've now been snatched up by a witch or a warlock, you forget your gifts. You forget that who your father is, who your creator is, and what your purpose is, because now you under somebody else's tutelage that you think loves you and cares for you because they showered you with all these gifts. They showered you with the house. They showered you with the cars. They showered you with the gold, the silver, the money, everything. So Belshazzar is like, look, she had to come in there and remind, hey, wait a minute. You got somebody here. It's Daniel, the one that you named Belshazzar. His name is actually Daniel.
Right.
When you know your name, when you know who you call, when you know who your father is, you will return back to it.
You remember where you came from.
You remember where you came from. But sometimes the Most High has somebody, a ram in the bush, that's going to come out of nowhere and tell you something about you, or tell you who you are, or remind you whose you are.
Yeah.
Amen.
Where you came from.
Yeah. Then was Daniel brought in before the king. And the king spake and said unto Daniel, notice they ain't calling him Belshazzar no more.
They called him Dan.
Art thou that Daniel, which art of the children of the captivity of Judah, whom the king my father brought out of Jewry? I have even heard of thee, that the spirit of the gods in thee, and that the light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in you. He said, I heard of you. Matter of fact, I remember you. You the one that when you came over here, you wasn't eating nothing that I gave you. Right. You wasn't eating none of the, you didn't take none of the wine, none of the strong drink. You ain't take nothing. You was eating vegetables and drinking water. In that cell down there, and you still got strong as I don't know what. You still look good. I know you.
I know that's right.
And now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof. But they could not show the interpretation of the thing. No, they can't do it because you have to be gifted for this. This got to be implanted inside of you since birth. Like this is something that only the Most High can do. When something is written and nobody else can read it, but there's only one that can read it, that means that this is your chosen one.
Hey.
Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm. Now anointed, a chosen one. Prophet, a chosen one to speak my words, Yah's words. Only the anointed can do this. And I have heard of thee, that thou canst make interpretations. I'm at verse 16. And dissolve doubts. Now, if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about your neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. Never the first one.
Right.
It's always you got to be the third one. But if I can read it more than you, king, if I can tell you this, then that means I need to be the king. I need to be the one that's in charge now. I need to be the one, because I don't need all this other extra stuff, even though the Most High gives it. I don't need it, but I need to be in charge. If you are this scared and the writing is on the wall and you can't read it, then this ain't for you. It's for me and for my people or his people.
Right.
Where am I? Oh, 17. Then Daniel answered and said, before the king, let your gifts be to yourself. He said, I don't want the gifts. Let your gifts be to yourself and give your rewards to another. Look, I don't want what you done been praying over, what you've been doing, all types of stuff. I don't want that stuff. Matter of fact, give that for yourself and then give the rest of it, your riches and everything else, give that to somebody else. Give that to everybody else. Because I'm about to read this to you, but you about to lose everything.
Yeah.
Watch this.
Keep your stuff.
You can keep your stuff.
Right.
Rewards to another. Yet I will read the writing to the king and make known unto him or to him the interpretation. He was like, look, take all that stuff you're trying to give me just for me to read something for you and to show you what it's saying. You can keep that. I don't need that, but I will read this to you because it's going to apply to you.
Right.
O thou king, the Most High God gave Nebuchadnezzar, your father, a kingdom and majesty and glory and honor. And for majesty that gave him all people, nations, and languages, and trembled and feared before him, whom he would he slew, and whom he would he kept alive, and whom he would he set up, and whom he would he put down.
Yeah.
He's like, look, you didn't had your time.
Right.
You didn't came in here. You didn't learn new languages. You didn't learn new songs. You didn't put all this stuff out here. You had the time. You had people that in here that was gifted. And you knocked them off and then brought up another one and then put them in play. And then you knocked them off too. And you still was the king that day. You still was in representation. And I'm speaking to somebody right now. If y'all know what I'm talking about. In this industry that we talking about, that's the same thing that this is talking about. King Nebuchadnezzar, you had the time.
Right.
You had the people. But you knocked off the real ones and then brought in some fake ones.
You had the time.
And now you trembling because you scared. You scared. What your heart beating for? You scared.
That's it.
But when his heart was lifted up and his mind hardened in pride, he was disposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. Did they not just remove him? Is they not removing them one by one? Is they not exposing them?
Come on.
You're being exposed. And he was driven from the sons of men, and his heart was made like the beast, and his dwelling was with the wild asses. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dew of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God, Yah, ruled in the kingdom of men, and that he appoints over it whomsoever he will. You thought that you was going to be on top. You thought there wasn't nobody going to knock you off your throne. You thought that you was the head in charge or the head in charge.
Thought you was untouchable.
You thought you was untouchable. You thought that you couldn't be touched, can't be rocked, can't be moved, can't be stopped.
That's it.
You thought you was hot.
Yeah.
But now you shocked. Because now you got to return back everything that you stole. You are that cankerworm, palmer worm, caterpillar worm, locust worm that stole from the people. That had the people under a spell because you the one that put the music out there that was what? Full of hell.
That's right. Had everybody under it.
It was a spell.
So now the Lord has knocked you off and he's raising up another one. He appoints whomever he chooses. Because see, these witches and these warlocks, like I said earlier, they literally go to these people to find out about you. Why you so gifted? Why you ain't threw yourself away? Why you ain't took yourself out? Why you ain't with them again? Why you won't come back?
Right. For real.
Because they tricks. And they the stuff that they was doing before, it don't work no more.
Don't work no more. Right.
But see, they can't get you when you got a partner with you.
Come on.
They can only get you when you alone. That's why the witches and warlocks come to you when you all alone. Like Goofy said on that movie, I gotta talk to myself all alone. I gotta walk with myself all alone. Goofy movie. You remember he was saying that? I gotta do this all alone. But see, that's how the witches, they want you to
That's how
get.
they want you.
They want you to get all alone. They want you kids to listen to the music when you all alone. They want you to listen to the music while you walking to school all alone. They want you when you feeling down all alone. Like Keith Sweat, I want to go outside in the rain. It may sound crazy.
Right.
But I want to go outside. Y'all don't know that song. But I'm just telling you, you listen to stuff and then you start doing it. I'm telling you, I bet you, a lot of us was going outside in the rain just from listening to that song. We didn't know what was going on. Y'all listen to some songs nowadays and y'all start doing it and y'all act like y'all don't. But kids, I'm telling you, them is the witches and warlocks that put that stuff out there for y'all so y'all can be under the spells of them, which there's a spell that they cast, but it came from him first. Because he said, we going to produce this. I'm going to be the producer of it. I'm going to put you in the studio and we gonna cut a track. We going to get in there and you going to cut this thing and you gonna like Ike said on to Tina on the movie, What's Love Got to Do With It? You going to sing the song and you going to sing it till you get it right.
Yeah.
And thou, his son, Belshazzar, verse 22, has not humbled thine heart, though thou knewest all this, but hast lifted up thyself against the Lord of heaven, and they have brought thee vessels of his house before thee, and thou and thy lords, thy wives, and thy concubines have drunk wine in them, and thou hast praised the gods of silver and gold, of brass, iron, wood, and stone, which see not, nor hear, nor know, and the God in whose hand your breath is, and whose are all your ways, hast thou not glorified. Yeah. Where all your breath is coming from, where everything about you, where you was created from, you not even glorifying the Father no more. Because you too busy glorifying other people, and you glorifying, yes, thank you, other stuff, instead of glorifying the creator of all things.
The one that woke you up.
That's because you don't know all things. You just fall into some things because you're groomed into these things. But when you get them, you're supposed to thank Abba Father for everything so he can show you how to use that thing. So he can show you how you can be used to teach others the same way. You give him the glory. But see, if you don't know him, you can't give him the glory. You'll always give it to another. Oh, I got to thank my fans. I got to thank my producers. I got to thank everybody that's a part of this, that was a part of this movement, that was a part of this album making. Because without y'all, I would not be standing up here. And they telling y'all the truth. Without y'all, they would not stand. As long as you keep on listening to it, play by play, as long as you keep on watching it, day by day, guess what? All you doing is making sure that they getting paid every single day while you get nothing. And then when they get up there, next thing you know, I got to thank y'all now. I want to talk to y'all. I want to tell y'all keep on supporting me. Keep on doing it. I got another album coming out. I got another this coming out. I got a book coming out. I got a movie coming out. I got a show coming out. I got a radio station coming out. And guess who be following them? Everybody that's watching it. That's a message for y'all. That's a message for y'all.
That reminds me like the new Raw Wave album that just came out.
The new who?
The Raw Wave album.
Rod Wave album? I ain't never heard of. I mean, I heard of Rod Wave, but I ain't never listened to his albums. I don't know. Yeah, see, didn't I tell you? Everybody is gonna follow the crowd.
Everybody into it.
Everybody, you just said it. Y'all heard the baby. She said everybody is into it.
Rod Wave.
Rod Wave. What wave is we riding? What wave? Because if it ain't about Abba, Yah, Father, and it's about all this world, it's not the wave that we need to be on.
I know that's right.
You get on your own wave and let them go. But don't follow the crowd. Because if you follow the crowd, that means you under the spell too.
Yeah. Right. For real.
Yeah.
Then, verse 24. Then was the part of the hand sent from him, and this writing was written. So the part of the hand was sent from him, and here's the part that was written. And this is the writing that was written. Many tekel upharsin. This is the interpretation of the thing. Meaning, God has numbered your kingdom and finished it. That means, listen, he has numbered your kingdom. This is what you had the whole time, but now it is finished. It's shut down. Check this out. Tekel, thou art weighted in the balances and are found wanting. Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to Media and Persians. Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck and made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. So he did honor his word, but he told him, you about to fall. Everything that you just did, like what was that movie, Color Purple? Everything you think of gonna crumble. Until you do right by me, or until you do right by the Most High's chosen children, until you do right by all of us, and the ones that ain't into that nasty stuff, that heathenistic stuff, that paganism stuff, that holiday stuff, he said, everything you think of from here on out is going to crumble. It's going to fall. You ain't going to never be able to get to the top, ever again. Until you do right by his chosen ones. And that's to the government, that's to the president, that's to anybody that's into this worldly stuff that we've been following in, that we've been hypnotized in, that we've been under a spell in. That's to anybody like an ex-husband, ex-wife, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, any of them. All of y'all that's following into this stuff and that's calling yourselves witches and warlocks and following this stuff, till you do right by the people that God has chosen by his prophets, everything you think of, everything you do, and anything you try to send towards us is going to come back to you. Right. Amen, windows and walls.
Amen.
That's a word. Verse 30. In that night was Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain. And Darius, the Median, took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. What happened to Belshazzar?
He was killed.
He was taken out.
Taken out.
Because they appointed him. Oh, no, you good. They can't really hear that. But they appointed him. They made him the what? Third ruler. They showered him in gold and scarlet and everything. And what do they do when you get in the industry, when you finally make it to the top and they think that you're better than them? What do they do to you? They take you out and they put somebody else in there. But they make it look like an accident. They make it look like it was a drug overdose. A plane goes down, a car accident. But it ain't never no natural causes. All the time. Now King Darius is in charge. Now y'all gonna learn. If y'all gonna learn about King Darius, you want to look into the Apocrypha. Like I said, go look into first Esdras when you get one. And I would say you look at chapter 1, but just skip over to chapter 3. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna read you that thing if y'all don't mind. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what the 3 wise men said.
What they said.
Now, this is first Esdras chapter 3, verse 1, and it's only 24 verses. Don't get mad at me. Now, when Darius reigned, he made a great feast. Now, y'all remember, how did Darius become the king next? They took out Belshazzar. Yeah. So now, in this book, it's telling you, and they say, don't read the Apocrypha. Why? Because you got to put a puzzle together. You got to put this stuff together. And the Most High literally allowed me to jump straight over here. I'm like, wait a minute, King Darius. Right. Where did he come from? But it's because they took out one of his chosen and then put somebody else in play and made them the king. Now, when Darius reigned, he made a great feast unto all his subjects, and unto all his household, and unto all the princes of Media and Persia, and to all the governors, the captains, lieutenants, and were under him, that were under him. So he was in charge because he had everything. He was the head in charge. Right. So he got the governors, he got the lieutenants, he got the captains, he got congressmen, everybody up under him. So literally they having a party. Yeah. And to the governors and the captains and the lieutenants that were under him from India unto Ethiopia of 127 provinces. So he got to other countries, other places, other territories. He's taken over, Jerry. And when they had eaten and drunken and being satisfied were gone home, then Darius the king went into his bedchamber and slept, and soon after he awaked. So after everybody got drunk and they had a good old party, you know, they at the after party. Remember, I told y'all, they at the after party, they at the sacrifice party. Because they just came from this situation. All of a sudden, this man come up. But literally, it was a sacrifice. All they did was put that man in charge. Hey, read this to us, do all this stuff, and then we going to shower you up. we going to get you drunk and lit, and then we going to take you out. And we going to put somebody, but they never told Belshazzar what they was going to do to him. Remember, the woman told him who he was.
That's it.
And don't accept the gifts, because them gifts come with consequences.
They sure do.
And when they had eaten,
Wrapped up.
Huh?
Get you all wrapped up into something.
Get you wrapped up and get you locked up and won't let me out.
That's it.
That's true.
It won't let you out.
Acon left. Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body spake one to another. Who's the 3 young men that they're talking about at this time? Because Belshazzar is gone.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
There you go. I like that y'all paying attention. See, that's what a class is. You ask a question, they should know it. But the teachers got to always explain and always push that into their minds. So that way, when you ask a question, they don't feel dumb. And they're like, look, I know that. We've been learning that. So they're learning over here. Let every one of us speak a sentence. And he that shall overcome and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give gifts and great things in token of victory. So they're literally writing these things because they have the interpretation. They're very wise, and they're talking about certain things because they notice these things. They're noticing some things about drinking, about the king, and about women. Because what did they have at the party? Drinking. Then they had the king there that was in charge. And in the third one, they had concubines, which are a bunch of women and wives. Pay attention, y'all. This is what goes down. This is why when y'all see videos like we used to see back in the day, they always had a whole bunch of women around and one man, or maybe a few, but it was a whole bunch of women, you know, having bathing suits on, half naked, you know, showing everything out there. I have to tell this to y'all because y'all have to be made aware. So if I'm telling you, now you know what to stay away from. Okay?
If you see that going on, run.
Like I told you about marijuana. If somebody offer that to you, you say, nope, all I need is God.
I know that's right.
If they try to offer you a cigarette, nope, all I need is God. If they try to offer you some liquor, nope, all I need is God. If they try to offer you to come into their room, into their bedroom, nope, all I need is God. If they try to ask you to come into their house, try to invite you in, nope, all I need is the Most High God. My daddy told me about this. My mama told me about you. You get thee from me, Satan.
They warned me about this.
They warned me about you. If you're paying attention, I'm talking to you. You better be warned. Don't you go in there with nobody that can overpower you, that's taller than you, that can snatch you up and you can't fight.
That's it. For real.
As soon as they offer something, nope, all I need is the Most High God. Daddy told me about you.
Yeah.
Let me go back. Okay.
You're right about it.
Verse 6. And to be clothed in purple, to drink in gold, and to sleep upon gold, and a chariot with bridles of gold, and a head tire of fine linen, and a chain about his neck. Now, you ain't reading this. This is in my book, the Apocrypha.
Yeah, the Apocrypha.
So, y'all understand these people is getting excited about becoming or coming into the king's chamber. Like the king is about to appoint them. We about to get to go. We about to be rich. We not about to be poor no more, y'all. We about to literally get put on. We about to be the next ones in charge. But every time the king puts somebody in charge, what happens to the young ones?
Yeah.
Oh,
come on.
That's okay. They shut down one of my lives.
This one's still on.
Oh, they said restriction.
This is still on.
Oh, okay. Well, we gonna keep it going. Hey. You can't shut nothing down. You can't shut the Most High's words down. You can try, but the Most High don't play when his word is coming out. Don't get mad. Get glad like the bad because you ain't never heard a word like this. You ain't never heard the word preached like this or talk to you like this. It's the reason that you listen. It's the reason that some of y'all don't want to hear this word because you know that it's the truth. Sucker.
Get that word, but they should.
And he shall sit next to Darius because of his wisdom, and he shall be called Darius, his cousin. So King Darius, when you get next to King Darius or whoever this is, think about it in your mind, who you sit next to or who people been sitting next to, and next thing you know, they get appointed, like your Rod Wave that you was just talking about.
Yeah.
And then everyone wrote his sentence and sealed it and laid it under King Darius's pillow.
Mm.
So the three wise men, they wrote down everything and they put it under his pillow. So when he wake up, Jer, when he wake up, LJ, wake up, Nene, it ain't no tooth fairy that come there and leave some money. He gonna get a message.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone wrote his sentence, sealed it, and laid it under King Darius' pillow, and said that when the king is risen, when he wakes up, some will give him the writings, or someone will give him the writings, and whose side the king and the three princes of Persia shall judge, and his sentence is the wisest. To him shall the victory be given as was appointed. Now this is what the first one wrote. The first wrote, can you close that door, sweetie? Oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. Sorry, I know what you are. That's why I said my bad.
That's Jerry, baby.
Apologize, y'all. And the first wrote, wine is the strongest. Why would wine be the strongest?
Because everybody is tempted.
Tempted? Okay. Why would wine be the strongest?
Because everybody does it.
Everybody does. Why would wine be the strongest?
They have it at a party.
They have it at a party. Why would wine be the strongest, baby?
Because it sneak up on.
Because it sneak up on you. You ever heard of wine and spirits?
Yeah, the spirit.
You ever seen the liquor stores when you go to them and say wine and spirits? Why would it be the strongest? Because there's spirits inside of it that will take control of you and have you looking like a fool.
Right.
Okay.
And
Wine is the strongest. Then the second wrote, no, the king is the strongest. Why would the king be the strongest?
Because he has power over everybody.
He's a ruler.
He's the top dog there.
Y'all are good. Babe.
pretty much what they said. He run everything.
Y'all nailed it. Y'all all nailed it. All those answers was right. Literally, he runs everything. So he would be considered the strongest because, hey, I'm the ruler. What I say goes.
Oh, yeah.
Then the third wrote, no, women are the strongest. But above all things, the truth bears away the victory. Why would you say women are the strongest?
Because they can tempt you.
They can tempt you. They can sway and do all those things. I get you looking at them, huh? Why would you say women are the strongest?
I would say like what he said. Like their body movement.
Oh, because they got the breasts, they got the bust, the figures and stuff. What would you say they was the strongest? Women.
They can get you in.
They can entice you, which is temptation. Baby, what would you say?
Because they can suck you in with their words and with their actions.
Because they can suck you in with their words and with their actions.
That's a good one.
Yes, that is a very good one, because they can and they will. I mean, that's why they at the party, because they can suck you in with their words and their actions. They can sway, they can do all the things that you want them to do, and next thing you know, you're running up behind them too. Hey, girl, what you doing? Hey, yeah. We drinking, we partying. The king is letting us have some fun. Yes, let's do what we do. All the while, the whole time, you're coming under spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Because you're drinking first.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's drinking. The king is saying, drink, everybody.
Yeah.
Be drinking, be merry, just have fun. Hey, we having a party. You see this big old bed back here?
Right.
Hey, we got this for everybody. Look, we got rooms galore. We got a room over here. We got a room over there. We got rooms there. We got rooms everywhere. Whatever room you want to go into. Hey, take the woman and you can go in there too. Take whoever you want to.
They set in the mood.
Because the king is the strongest, is what they said.
I bet it's Tilly.
Right. Say it again for the people in the back. Now, when the king was risen up, they took their writings and delivered them unto him, and so he read them. So they gave the writings to him, because these are the wise men. They're telling him, hey man, the wine is the strongest thing. No, king, you the strongest. No, the women are the strongest.
Why?
And he said, call the young men, and they shall declare their own sentences. So they were called and they came in. So when he say they shall declare their own sentences, you will read what you wrote in front of everybody. You're going to speak this thing so we can hear this thing, since you are so wise,
Right.
since you got understanding and you got knowledge.
Right.
And he said unto them, declare unto us, remember, there's captains, there's rulers, there's governors, there's like congressmen, everybody is here. So there's like, speak this thing to us. Let us know what we're talking about. Unto us, your mind concerning the writings. Then began the first, who had spoken of the strength of wine. And he said, thus, O you men, how exceeding strong is wine. It caused all men to err that drink it. It caused all men to go into error or to do things to transgress the law that drinks it. If you drink, look, you can drink it, but if you drink too much of it, you're going to become somebody else. You're going to be a whole nother person. Watch this. It makes the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all one. Of the bondman, of the free man, of the poor man, and of the rich man. Everybody will operate in the same spirit. And eventually, you'll start doing stuff that'll make your child a fatherless child.
That's crazy.
Because you'll do stuff that can get you locked up or get you knocked off.
Right.
Or you'll knock somebody else's father off.
Right.
And make them what? A fatherless child.
Yep. Mess up your household.
There you go. It turns also every thought into jollity and mirth, so that a man remembers neither sorrow nor death. You won't even remember where you came from. You won't even be crying for anybody, anything. Like, you ain't going to remember nothing, because at this time, you under a whole nother spirit. You're under a spell.
Yeah.
Wine and spirits.
You're right.
You're being controlled by something else that's not of you. That's why my baby tells me, baby, you don't need that stuff. You all by yourself, you all of that in one. But the rest of that stuff, it be making you feel like, making you look like a demon.
Right.
Making you look like you controlled by something else. And if you taking on something else, if you drinking and smoking and doing all these things, and these are your stress relievers, or these are your party favors, literally, you're going to be used by this spirit, and it's going to take over you.
And all them dark entities be coming out.
And it makes every heart rich, so that a man remembers neither king nor governor, and it makes to speak all the things by talents. All your gifts, all your talents, all that drinking that you're doing, you ain't gonna remember the president, the governor, the police officer, the lawyer, because at this time you don't care. You ain't gonna care until you come out of the trance or you inside of something, and then they be like, man, what happened? How did I get here? Oh, you had too much to drink last night, didn't you? Had too much fun last night, didn't you?
A little tipsy.
Yeah, you partied a little too hard last night.
Don't know nothing. Don't remember nothing.
Don't remember nothing. Let me tell you about what you did. But
let me show you a video.
Yeah, let me show you the video, because we recorded you.
Right.
We caught you.
Without you
man,
knowing.
listen. You was into some stuff. I don't know what was going on. What took over you? You got the talent that can't nobody stop. And when they are in their cups, when it's in your cup, you know, when it's in your drink cup. There's some water though.
Right.
It ain't none of that other stuff. There's some real water. You know, with some ice. It ain't none of that. Because I know. Y'all will see a whole nother person. But where was I at? And when they are in their cups, they forget their love both to friends and brethren. Friends and brethren. And a little after, draw out their souls.
They sure do. They want to fight.
They forget the love of their friends and their brethren, and then they draw out their swords and they ready to bow. Nigga, you lost your mind. Coming up against me, I'll lay you down. You get angry inside. Something comes over you. And you think somebody trying to stop you, or you think somebody trying to control you. But see, if you would have never been into that stuff, you would have never been looking like that. Why you think everybody over in Chirac and all the stuff that they got going on, and all these other places, all the drinking and stuff that's going on, why you think the kids is acting like that now? Because they glorify it. They make the songs about it. They make movies about it. They make television shows about it. Power. That one right there need to get cut off.
You ain't lying. That was
These kids shouldn't be knocking each other off. They shouldn't be doing it to one another. They shouldn't be drinking and selling drugs. But see, they put it on your television. They put it on your TikTok news feed, and you start watching it. And next thing you know, you want to become it.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be a Tyreek.
Want to be just like
You want to be Ghost.
Yeah.
You want to be Tommy. You want to be Monet. You want to be all these folks.
Yeah.
Oh, I know their names because I see them. I see when people post about them. I used to watch the show myself. And that's why I don't allow y'all to watch it. Because, see, I had to check it out first. And then I'm like, no, my babies ain't watching this.
No way they watching
Oh,
this.
no, this ain't coming into my household. That's why it gets watched on the outside. It don't get watched up in here. Because I'm not bringing that spirit up in here. Not at all.
Spirits are real.
But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done. O you men, is not the wine the strongest that enforced to do this? And when he had spoken this, he held his peace. After he said it, he held his peace. He finished what he needed to say. He told him, like, do y'all not see that all this stuff just happened?
Right.
Now, I'm going to say this. You can read, hold on. You can read chapter 4 in First Esdras. I'm not going to read it for you because now it's going to talk about the king and the women. But, I mean, we can go over that another time. But just check it out for yourself. You know, don't take my word for it.
Right.
Jump back over to Daniel with me, please, if y'all don't mind.
Okay.
Y'all still there?
So
I'm
we
already
didn't
still reading.
come.
Right. Okay. What chapter did I stop at? Was it 7? Did I finish 6?
No, I think we still finished.
Oh, okay. Thank y'all. Y'all are so sweet and paying attention. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom, and over these 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first, and the princes might give accounts unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and princes because an excellent spirit was in him, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. This is why Daniel got appointed, because they thought that Daniel, or they saw that Daniel had a gift. He had these gifts that none of them could touch, none of them could do, none of them could interpret. They couldn't do anything like that. So then the presidents and the princes sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find no occasion nor fault, for as much as he was faithful, neither was there any error or fault found in him. They couldn't find no fault in Daniel at this time. Did you see it said presidents? Presidents. So that means they up there too. They make the call too. Just like in the world that we living in. Now, this is prophecy, y'all. This is prophecy of what's happening right in front of our very eyes. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel, except we find it against him concerning the law of his God.
Right.
They got to go to the law of his God to find an occasion against Daniel, because they can't find nothing against him.
Can't find nothing wrong.
He innocent. They can't find nothing wrong, so they got to go to the law of God just to find an occasion against him.
Yeah.
That sounds like today.
Exactly.
That's all they can find wrong with him.
That's all they'll be able to
The
find
love
wrong
he had for the Most High.
because his slate has been wiped clean.
That's it.
Then these presidents and the princes assembled together to the king and said this unto him, King Darius, live forever. All the presidents of the kingdom, the governors and the princes, the counselors and the captains have consulted together to establish a royal statute and to make a firm decree that whosoever shall ask a petition of any god or man for 30 days, save of thee, O king, he shall be cast into the den of lions.
Mom.
Now, this is where you find out how faithful Daniel is. Now, when y'all read the Bible, I want y'all to understand, you got to read it line upon line, precept upon precept, because you're going to find something here, you're going to find something there.
Right.
But always read it in its totality, because it's been mixed up all around, so things ain't going to make sense all the time. This is why we're talking about Daniel and the lion's den, okay?
Right.
Yes.
Break it down.
Now, where am I? Oh, now, O king, establish the decree and sign the writing that it be changed according to the law of Media and Persians, which alters not. Wherefore King Darius signed the writing and the decree. Now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into the house, and his windows being open in his chamber toward Jerusalem, he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. So Daniel, they told him, look, nobody comes up against King Darius. Nobody prays to their God anymore. You will only serve King Darius. You will not serve your God. Daniel like, forget that. I'm kneel down on my knees. Wow. I'm going to open up the windows. I'm going to cast all this stuff out. I'm going to face to the east.
Come on.
And I'm going to pray to Jerusalem.
Right.
Jerusalem.
Yes.
Daniel was saying, I want to go back home. Go back where I belong.
That's it.
But literally, he was praying. And so the guards come in there and they see Daniel ain't obeying the king's decree. Now, this decree, if you go against it, they throw you into the lion's den, the den of thieves. But Daniel is down there praying because he knows that God is his protector. Mm-hmm. You can take my flesh away, but you can't take my spirit away.
I know that's right.
Here we go. Thank you, Jerry. Ooh, look at you on time. I mean, he's following along. Look at you. Then these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. That's what I just told y'all. So he was on his knees and he was praying. He was faced to the east. And literally, the men came in and they like, hey, what are you doing?
Right.
Up in here praying and stuff to your God? We going to go tell on you. We going to go tell the king about you.
For real.
Then they came near and spake to the king concerning the king's decree. Hast thou not signed a decree that every man that shall ask a petition of any god or man within 30 days save of thee, O king? So meant save of thee, like anybody shall ask other than you. If they ain't asking you, then they shall be taken out. Because now they're acknowledging somebody else above you, O king. Shall be cast into the den of lions. The king answered and said, the thing is true, according to the law of Media and Persia, which alters not. Then answered they and said before the king that Daniel, which is of the children of the captivity of Judah, regards not thee, O king, nor the decree that thou hast signed, but makes his petition 3 times a day. Come on. Like, he don't even acknowledge what you just said. This man don't even care that you said that we supposed to come to you. Mm-hmm. He make his petition 3 times a day. That man kneels on his knees and prays to the east every single day, 3 times a day.
Right.
He don't care. Then the king
would stop it.
Say it again.
They thought they was gonna stop him from praying.
Then the king, when he heard these words, was sore displeased with himself, and set his heart on Daniel to deliver him, and he labored till the going down of the sun to deliver him.
Come on.
He was like, okay, I'm mad. You gonna go talk to somebody else? Mm-hmm. You ain't gonna talk to me. You ain't gonna come to me and ask me to do it. That's fine. Cool. Throw him in there. Throw him in the lion's den. Mm-hmm. Then these men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, now, O king, that the law of Media and Persian is that no decree nor statute which the king established may be changed. Then the king commanded that they brought Daniel and cast him into the den of lions. Now the king spake and said unto Daniel, your God, whom thou servest continually, he will deliver thee. Will he deliver you? Mm-hmm. When I throw you in here, is that God going to help you?
Oh, yeah.
And a stone was brought and laid upon the mouth of the den, and the king sealed it with his own signet and with the signet of his lords, that the purpose might not be changed concerning Daniel. A stone. Do y'all remember where a stone was put in the book in the book before? Christ, yes, the anointed one. There was a stone put there. But this stone was put in there for Daniel, and a signet was on it that pretty much you ain't going to be able to get out of here. So we locking you in here with these animals.
Yeah. Right.
You ain't going to be able to come out.
Now we making sure you can't escape.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way you're going to be able to escape. If they're covered up with a stone, there ain't no way you're going to be able to get out. The only way to get you out is God himself.
Right.
Check this out. Verse 18. Then the king went to his palace and passed the night fasting. Neither were instruments of music brought before him, and his sleep went from him. Then the king arose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. So the king couldn't even sleep. He couldn't even listen to no music because he was troubled the whole night. Like, what's going on? You know why he was troubled? Because he was coming up against the anointed. Mm-hmm. Then the king rose very early in the morning and went in haste unto the den of lions. And when he came to the den, he cried with a lamentable voice unto Daniel. And the king spake and said to Daniel, O Daniel, servant of the living God, is your God, whom thou servest continually, able to deliver thee from the lions. Then said Daniel unto the king, O king, live forever. My God has sent his angel and has shut the lions' mouths, that they have not hurt me. For as much as before him innocency was found in me, and also before thee, O king, have I done no hurt. He says, the angel came in here with me. When you shut that door, it was the angel of the Lord that came in here with me and that closed the mouths of the lions. Mm-hmm. And this is why they didn't come up against me, because they saw innocence in me. You know, what's that movie that we watched with the Ghost Rider? Is that what his name is? Ghost Rider? Where he says innocent and guilty. Innocent was found in Daniel. They couldn't find him. Remember, they was looking for a reason to accuse Daniel, to knock him. They couldn't find nothing. So then they went to the law of his God, and they still couldn't do nothing. Nope. But then they gave the decree that they should only serve the master. Mm-hmm. If you don't serve the master, then guess what? We get to take you out. But this is how we take you out. We don't put harm on you. We throw you to the lions, so they will eat you.
So they can do the harm.
But remember what I said earlier about witches and warlocks?
Right.
See, when they come up against you and they throw things at you and they try to throw you into the lion's den and bring an occasion upon you, when there's no fault found in you because the Most High got you, now he takes the ones that accused you and he throws their tails in the lion's den.
Yes, Lord.
Watch.
It reversed the curse. Come on.
Then was the king exceedingly glad for him and commanded that they should take Daniel up out of the den. So Daniel was taken up out of the den, and no manner of hurt was found upon him, because he believed in his God. And the king commanded, and they brought those men which had accused Daniel, and they cast them into the den of the lions, their children, and their wives, and the lions had the mastery of them, and break all their bones in pieces forever. They came at the bottom of the den. So look, when the Most High decides to knock you off when it's your time, it ain't gonna just be you, or it ain't gonna just be them three. Nope, I'm getting your children, I'm getting your mama, I'm getting your daddy, I'm getting your whole family, and I'm throwing all of them in there, so nobody can ever come up against this family here.
That's right.
Nobody in your family will ever be mad, because everybody got knocked off.
Right.
Can't nobody be mad.
I don't play that.
Can't nobody say, I'm going to take revenge because they did this to my family. Oh, no. Your whole family went in there with them lions.
Sure enough.
And got knocked off because of your lion.
Mm-hmm.
Then King Darius wrote, verse 25, unto all the people, nations, and languages that dwell in all the earth, peace be multiplied unto you. I make a decree that in every dominion of my kingdom, men tremble and fear before the God of Daniel, for he is the living God and steadfast forever. And his kingdom, that which shall not be destroyed, and his dominion shall be even unto the end. He just said that the kingdom of the Most High God will live forever.
Yeah.
Daniel's God, Abraham's God, Isaac's God, Jacob's God, the Ancient of Days, the one who can only do this very thing, to pull somebody out of the lion's den like that. And understand, we don't know how many lions was in there, but I'm pretty sure it was a lot. I'm pretty sure it was a lot.
I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's good.
He delivers and rescues. 27. He delivers and rescues and works signs and wonders in heaven and in earth. And who hath delivered Daniel from the power of the lions? It had to be nothing but the Most High. Right. So this Daniel prospered in the reign of Darius and in the reign of Cyrus and Persians. That's the chapter.
Yeah.
He prospered.
Good. He prospered.
Moving on to 7.
Even though they came up against him, he prospered. That's the deep part.
Now, Belshazzar is on the scene. In the first year of Belshazzar, king of Babylon, Daniel had a dream and visions of his head upon his bed. Then he wrote the dream and told the sum of the matters. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night and behold, the four winds of heaven strove upon the great sea. What is a vision by night?
Dream.
A dream. So he had a dream. He went to sleep at the right time so he could dream. So it troubled Daniel, and he woke up, and he says, and the four great beasts came upon or up from the sea, diverse one from another. The first was like a lion and had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings therefore were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. And behold, another beast, a second, like to a bear, and it raised up itself one on one side, and it had 3 ribs in the mouth of it between the teeth of it, and they said thus unto it, arise, devour much flesh. After this I beheld, and lo, another like a leopard, which had upon the back of it 4 wings of a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. Understand, this is talking about other nations, other people. They look like, or he's talking about them like bears, like lions, and like a leopard. But they coming in, and they getting in the position where they coming at, it's going to be ugly. You know, we talking about Russia. We talking about China. We talking about North Korea and Iran.
Yeah.
Which would be US of A, Babylon's, what do they call them? Allies. Allies.
Yeah, I was talking about the Antichrist.
And, where am I? Oh,
7.
thank you. After this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a 4th beast, dreadful and terrible and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. These people that I just named, they're going to serve Antichrist. They're going to be literally like, oh, we serve you. You can perform the miracles and the signs and all this stuff. They're going to think that they're seeing it. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of a man, and a mouth speaking great things. This is the man that I'm talking about, because the other one was just the beast. These are just the ones that's coming over here, and the things that we gonna see.
Now speaking arrogantly as the Antichrist.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like pure wool. His throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. Did we not just watch Hercules the other day?
Oh, yeah.
It's similar to that.
Yeah.
Gonna come in, and coming in with a sword, coming in, cutting some stuff off. Wasn't Hercules? Every time he chopped one of their heads off, 2 or 3 of them grew back. Then he chopped all 3 of them. Then it was like 9 of them. Then he chopped all 9. He says, would you stop it with the sword already?
Right.
A fiery stream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands and thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set, and the books were open. So now the books is open. Everybody's reading. Everybody's understanding what the word is saying, what Yah is saying, what he's speaking, why he's coming into fruition, why all of this stuff is happening. Because the books are open now. You can clearly see what's going on now. Yeah, it wasn't going back on when we was young, when we was coming up, but we was prepared for this very time that y'all living in. Because y'all fall for anything.
That age group. 11, baby.
I beheld. Then because of the voice of the great words which the horn spake, I beheld even till the beast was slain, and his body destroyed and given to the burning flame. What's the burning flame? Hellfire. Given over to it. Fine. This is where you want to be? That's where you're going to go. As concerning the rest of the beast, they had their dominion taken away, yet their lives were prolonged for a season and a time. I saw in a night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, and came to the Ancient of Days, and they brought him near before him, and there was giving him dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages should serve him. His dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. Heaven on earth.
Never be replaced.
It shall not be cut down. It shall not be destroyed. It shall last forever. It shall be a peaceful place. It will not be destroyed like all of the rest of this stuff. Like Baby said earlier, not one jot, not one tittle.
Come on.
Everything. The word has to be performed. No matter what is going to come to fruition. You ain't going to hear from you're going to hear from false prophets. You're going to hear from people trying to teach you a whole nother religion or to be in a relationship with false gods. But if you serving those gods, hellfire is where you will go because you're not under the right tutelage.
That's it.
I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit. Verse 15, in the midst of my body, and the visions of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me, and he made me know the interpretation of the things. Who is he talking to? Somebody had to tell him this. Who's he talking to?
The Lord.
These great beasts, which are four kings, which shall arise out of the earth. The great beast that he just said, he's giving him the interpretation of his dream. Because remember, he's dreaming. Yeah. So he said, these are four kings.
Let him know what's going on.
Which shall arise out of the earth. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Yes, then Lord. I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron, and his nails of brass, which devoured, brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even of that horn that had eyes, and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look was more stout than his fellows. Pause. Remember, I'm at 21. I'll be at 21. So Daniel had this dream. Now, when you have dreams, everything isn't always what it seems.
Yeah.
Like you'll see lions, or you'll see snakes. You'll see all these things, and they'll be coming at you. But then when you get the interpretation of your dream, you find out it's actually people that are operating in that spirit, but it came to you in the dream as an animal, as a creature. But when you in another form, but that's actually people that's coming for you. Like my dream the other night, where it was a cloud or something that came towards me, or it was snakes in the dream. But literally, when I got up and I asked God about the dream, like what it was, he told me it was the people that I used to be connected to that is that dark cloud, and that is those snakes that literally want to tear me down, or want to nip at my Achilles heel, want to try to take me out, want to get me to walk away from my purpose, what he's called me to do, the mantle that he's placed upon my life. So when y'all have dreams and y'all see animals and things in your dreams,
pray for the Lord.
Make sure that y'all come and talk to us, and we can help you with the interpretation of the dream, because we're going to go to the Most High about the dream. 21. I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints and prevailed against them until the Ancient of Days came, and the judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom.
Come on.
This is the time where we're going to have everything. We're going to rule. Where it says the first shall be last and the last shall be first. But the Most High's saints, the Ancient of Days saints, are literally the ones that's going to take all this back. This is not going to be on our own power. This is not going to be our own cognizant. You're not going to be able to do this on your own. You're going to have the power of the Most High living inside of you.
Phenomenon.
Yes, a phenomenon has to happen. Thus, he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down, and shall break it in pieces. And the 10 horns out of the kingdom that are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them. He shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and a times and the dividing of the time. So they're gonna try to change the times. They're already doing that right now. They literally trying to put somebody else in play right now. Literally, y'all can see it. This election and all this stuff. They're trying to change everything. Trying to get you to serve a Hindu god. Trying to get you to serve other guys. Trying to get you to bring other things in play so you can stop serving Yah.
Yeah, you're right.
But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. Hitherto is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed in me, but I kept the matter in my heart.
He kept it all to himself.
He kept it to himself. He kept it to himself because it switched. Something like a light bulb went off.
Yeah.
Right.
But see, if y'all notice at the end, it said the people of the Most High, they're going to take it, because ain't nobody going to want to endure all this daggum trouble and all this unaliving of one another and being under somebody else's tutelage and then having to put a mark in your hand just so you can eat now. Like, they gonna be like, man, I'd rather go and grow my own stuff now. I'd rather have my own things. But only the Most High is going to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to do that on your own. You can try, but the grocery stores and stuff gonna shut down. Why? Because people is used to the grocery stores. So literally they gonna make it to where you gonna have, the only way you're gonna go into the grocery store is if they got control of the grocery store, where you can buy certain things, but you're gonna have to have certain marks, you're gonna have to follow certain people, you're gonna have to have a certain master. Like how they got on to Daniel about praying, and they said, oh, well, he wasn't praying to King Darius. He was praying to his master. So you're going to have to follow another master.
And what did you say? Stop what you're doing.
Oh, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to.
Stuff that we used to.
The stuff that we used to. The most. I mean, I know that's Humpty Hump and them Digital Underground.
But that's what's going to happen.
That's what the Most High is about to do. He's stopping what we doing or what we've been doing, and he's ruining the images, the styles that we've been used to, because we've been looking funny. We've been making funny money.
From that music on
From all the music. So he's changing the whole narrative. And it's starting a ripple effect. Because I see people like literally talking about the name of Jesus and how they switched it up and how they changed it. If it wasn't supposed to be changed, why did they change it from Yeshua or Yahuwah to Jesus when there was no J? Why would you change the Father's name? Why would you change all this stuff and then tell us that we need to be Christians now? Last chapter and then we done. Everybody good? I need some water.
I just need water too.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8. Yeah.
8.
And I think I will go ahead and read Esdras chapter 4 and then we'll close it out. Because that's after this, all right? First Esdras. In the 3rd year of the reign of King Belshazzar, a vision appeared unto me, even unto me, Daniel.
Another vision.
Another vision that came to this brother. You know how many visions this brother done had and how many times he got to go to the Father? Hey, no wonder he pray like he do. No wonder he pray 3 times a day. No wonder he go to the Father. Because if you had them type of visions every single day, and literally, they some ugly ones. They some messed up ones.
Yeah, you're
going to be asking questions like, why do I get this? Why am I seeing this stuff? Why ain't you showing it to them preachers and teachers that's inside of there that's supposedly teaching your people? And the Father says, don't ask no questions. Because if they was doing it, I would have gave it to them. But they ain't giving my people the truth. That's why I chose you. Daniel, after that which appeared unto me at the first. And I saw in a vision, and it came to pass, when I saw that I was at Shushan, in the palace, which is in the province of Elam, and I saw in a vision, and I was by the river of Ulai. Then I lifted up mine eyes and saw, and behold, there stood before the river of a ram which had 2 horns, and the 2 horns were high, but one was higher than the other, and the higher came up last. So the ram is sitting there and he's got horns. So one horn is like this and the other one's like this. So it's adi
Right.
padi.
Unbound.
Yes, thank you for filling that in for me. I saw the ram pushing westward and northward and southward, so that no beast might stand before him, neither was there any that could deliver out of his hand, but he did according to his will and became great. So the ram is literally going this way, going that way, going this way, like looking crazy as I don't know what.
Right.
And ain't nothing coming up against him, because can't nothing stop him. But he became very great. And as I was considering, behold, a he-goat came from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. A he-goat came where? From the face of the earth and touched not the ground.
Okay.
This sucker is literally in the air. Do y'all understand what it just said?
Yeah,
So this he-goat is literally coming towards the ram that got the adi body horns,
Right.
but this one is in the air.
Right.
The ram is on the ground. The he-goat is in the air. I didn't even see that earlier, but he just brought that to me.
That's deep. I heard
A he-goat from the west on the face of the whole earth and touched not the ground. And the goat had a notable horn between his eyes, and he came to the ram that had two horns, which I had seen standing before the river, and ran unto him in the fury of his power. So the he-goat ran straight into that sucker with the power of the like literally just ran straight into the sucker with one horn.
Wow.
Watch
Wow.
this.
Like a bull.
Of his power. And I saw him come close unto the ram, and he was moved with choler against him, and smote the ram, and brake his two horns, and there was no power in the ram to stand before him, but he cast him down to the ground, and stamped upon him, and there was none that could deliver the ram out of his hand. So that goat came in, greatest of all time, as they say. But the goat came in and literally ran straight into the ram. Now remember, the ram was so crazy. He moving
Every
eastward,
which way.
westward, and southward, every which way. But the goat literally is like that movie, what's the Tigress and the Princess? Where that sucker could run on air. Literally ran straight into that sucker. And they had a goat too. Remember that goat? Every time it ran into somebody, it was like literally, it would shrink them or something like that. I can't remember. We got to watch it again. Huh? Oh, it would explode. There you go. Thank you. It would explode. But that goat ran into that ram. And that ram had two horns. He ran straight in between them, in between their eyes. And took him out. And then after he finished him off, he tramped all over him. You know, like a goat do. Tramped all over him.
Right.
Have you ever seen a goat when they get into a fight? When the goats get into a fight and one of them finally win, have y'all ever noticed what they do after they win?
Come on.
They be like, celebrate. Like, I just stomped you down to the ground. I know I'm funny, y'all. Stomped them down. Verse 8. Therefore, the he-goat waxed very great, and when he was strong, the great horn was broken, and for it came up four notable ones toward the four winds of heaven, and out of them came forth a little horn, which waxed exceedingly great, toward the south, and toward the east, and toward the pleasant land, the peaceful place. Yeah, he magnified himself even to the prince of the host, and by him the daily sacrifice was taken away, and the place of his sanctuary was cast down. And a host was given him against the daily sacrifice by reason of transgression. And it cast down the truth to the ground, and it practiced and prospered. The word is being performed.
It is.
Everything is coming out now.
Coming alive.
The truth is coming out. The light is coming out. Trees are able to rest now. Plants and everything is everything to grow now. Because it's at a pleasant land. So this place, it must be growth. Yeah. It must be getting some rest. It must be doing what the Most High wanted us to do in the first place. 13. Then I heard one saint speaking, and another saint said unto that certain saint which spake, how long shall be the vision concerning the daily sacrifice and the transgression of desolation, to give both the sanctuary and to the host to be trodden underfoot? Yeah. And he said unto me, unto 2,300 days, then shall the sanctuary be cleansed. how long should we do this sacrifice thing? How long we got to do this? He said 2,300 days. Then the land or whatever it is will be cleansed, the people. And it came to pass when even I, Daniel, had seen the vision and sought for meaning, then behold, there stood before me as the appearance of a man. Now, what is Daniel?
A man.
What is he to the Most High?
A child.
A prophet.
I'm gonna say.
He has visions. What does a prophet have? Visions. He have them in the daytime, he have them at night. But every time he have a vision, the Most High is the one showing him this stuff, but then he got to go get the interpretation of the vision, Jerry.
Right, like what's going on?
So here comes the appearance of a man. This is why I said, who's helping Daniel with this? Watch this. And I heard a man's voice between the banks of Uli, which called and said, Gabriel, make this man to understand the vision. Who did we ask for earlier when we was praying?
Gabriel.
Michael. Gabriel. And all holy angels that sent on an assignment by the Father of the Most High.
Come on.
Literally. So he came near where I stood. And when he came, I was afraid and fell upon my face. And he said, I was afraid and I fell upon my face. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
He fainted.
Yeah.
Like, hey, when you see an angel, when you see somebody, he just fainted. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah,
he fell out.
He couldn't take it.
He couldn't take it. So when he came near where I stood, and when he came, I was afraid and I fell upon my face. But he said unto me, understand, O son of man, for at the time of the end shall be the vision.
Yeah.
The time of the end is when the vision is going to come. When prophets are actually going to speak and say what's going on. Real prophets.
Right.
Not these prophet liars inside these churches that's been saying, oh, the Lord, I saw last night in the vision, the Lord said that he was going to bless you with this house, but all you got to do is sow a seed.
Right.
All you got to do is sow $1,000. All you got to do is pour into me, pour into my ministry. No, that ain't how it works. The Most High comes to us in our sleep and shows us some things, and then we wake up and we pray about that thing.
Confirmation.
Now, as he was speaking with me, am I at the right spot? Yes. Now, as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep. Told y'all he fell and he went to sleep. He fainted. I went into a deep sleep. On my face toward the ground. He fell on his face toward the ground like this.
Straight forward.
Straight forward.
In a deep sleep.
Laid out in a deep sleep. You hear me? It said, and dang, did it turn that quick? Oh.
You there?
Touched me, a deep sleep on my face toward the ground. But he touched me and set me upright.
He pulling back.
Hey, get up. Hey, you all right? You all right? We from the Most High. We his people. Don't be afraid.
Right.
Have you lost your mind? I'm a small one compared to you.
Now he wanted him to pay attention.
And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be. Look, I need you to get up. I need you to pay attention. I need you to wake up.
That's it.
I need you to wake up right now. You can't be asleep listening to me. I know my voice is deep. I know I can wake you up like that. But no, I need your eyes on me.
Yeah.
I need you to be listening because I got to tell you some things that the Most High told me to come down here and talk to you about, Daniel. Because you're going to speak to the people.
No joke. I need you up.
Now you're going to tell him about this ram that he saw. And the goat. Watch this. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the kings of Media and Persia. And the rough goat is the king of Grecia. And the great horn is that between his eyes is the first king. So this is why Grecia is able to take out Media and Persia. The first king. Now, that being broken, whereas four stood up for it, 4 kingdoms shall stand up out of the nation, but not in his power. And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up, and his power shall be mighty, but not by his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And through his policy He shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. He shall also stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand, and the vision of evening and morning which was told is true. Wherefore, shut thou up the vision, for it shall be for many days. And I, Daniel, fainted and was sick certain days. Afterward, I rose up and did the king's business, and I was astonished at the vision, but none understood it.
Hmm.
You know why they didn't understand it?
Why?
He's talking about the times we live in.
Now. So he didn't get to see the times.
He didn't get to see the times.
He had passed away,
Yeah.
but he was revealing to him what our times would be like.
Mhm.
And that's why nobody understood it, because they
It
wasn't
hadn't happened
living
yet.
in those
Yeah.
times. They was just prophesying
Yeah.
about the future and
Yeah.
where we will be at. And this is why he was sick to his stomach, because
Mhm.
Antichrist at the bottom part where he just talked about is literally going to bring in witchcraft, going to
Yeah.
bring in these things, make these customs available to where the holy people won't be holy no more, and
Right.
gonna take out holy people because of why? Because you're not serving your master.
Mhm.
The master that they want us to serve is
Yes.
devil, Lucifer, Beelzebub.
Right.
Yeah.
That is chapter 8.
So the
We will pick up in chapter 9. I'm not done, but next week we'll pick up in chapter 9 through 12, and we'll be done with Daniel. And then we'll move into, I want to say, was it Hosea? Yep, Hosea after that. Ooh, I like Hosea.
Ain't Hosea like up closer to the
Hosea's a prophet too, if Hosea don't play. Because my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Because you have rejected knowledge, I will reject you. But I'm going to go back over here. Y'all good. Y'all can close up y'all book. I'm going to read this last one, and then we're going to close it out because we got some things to do.
Yeah.
So let me get over there. Chapter 4. Now y'all remember about the 3 wise men? At this time, Belshazzar is gone. Okay? So we just got the 3 wise men.
Mm-hmm.
So
Then, huh?
ma'am.
Go ahead. Ask a
So
question.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yes. That water good. I need to get that ice again. Huh?
You said the rest of the close.
Go ahead. Then the second that had spoken of the strength of the king began to say, O you men, do not men excel in strength that bear rule over sea and land and all things in them? But yet the king is more mighty, for he is Lord of all these things, and hath dominion over them, and whatsoever he commands them, they do. So he said, like, ain't the men more mighty? Because they the ones that's in charge. They command everything. They're the presidents. They're in position for everything, and they're over the land.
Right.
If he bid them make war one against another, they do it. If the president say, hey, y'all going to war, y'all in the army, we got a war going on, don't they follow and they listen to it?
Mm-hmm.
That was quick. If he send them out against the enemies, they go and they break down mountains and walls and towers. Don't they go over to other foreign lands and shut it down and literally go over there and steal everything from them and then bring it back over here?
Yeah.
Right.
They slay and are slain, and transgress not the king's commandment. If they get the victory, they bring all to the king as well, the spoil as all things else. So like I just told y'all, when they go over there, yes, some of them gonna get knocked off. Some of them ain't gonna make it, but they be doing some slaying over there too.
Right.
But when they finally establish that they the rulers over there, they take everything and bring it back over here. They customs and bring it back over here, and then they make them over there to buy from us now. Y'all ain't hearing me. That's a history lesson.
Right.
Likewise, for those that are no soldiers and have not to do with wars, but husbandry, and it does say that, but use husbandry when they have reaped again that which they had sown, they bring it to the king and compel one another to pay tribute unto the king. She ain't listening to me, man. Like, she ain't following orders. She the wife and everything, and she trying to take, they bring it back to the king. Like, hey, we need to talk to you about this thing here. You got some rules, and they ain't following them.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And yet, he is but one man. If he command to unalive, they unalive. If he command to spare, they spare. If he command to smite, they smite. If he command to make desolate, they make desolate. If he command to build, they build. If he command to cut down, they cut down. If he command to plant, they plant. So all his people and his armies obey him. Furthermore, there's her word. Furthermore, he lies down, he eats and drinks and takes his rest. The king ain't got to do nothing but give what? Commands. If I tell you to do it, you better do it, or I'm going to throw you in the lion's den. If I tell you to go over there into the war and you got to do something, if you don't do it, then I'm going to throw you into the jail cell. That's how they do. But all they get to do is rest. So that makes them the head ones in charge. And these keep watch round about him. Neither may anyone depart and do his own business. Neither disobey they him in anything. You know why they don't come up against him? Because he got the power to take your life away. He got the power to take everything that you own away. So that's why they said the king is the one that's the strongest. Oh, you men, how should not the king be mightiest when in such sort he is obeyed? And he held his tongue. Now that was the second one. He read his letter and he said, how is the king not the head one in charge when everybody obeys him? And then he held his silence. Now here come the third one. Gonna make a lot of sense to y'all here in a minute.
That's deep.
Hope y'all getting some. We're coming to a close after this. Then the third, who had spoken of women and of the truth, this was Zorobabel, began to speak. O you men, it is not the great king, nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine that excelleth. Who is it then that rules them or has the lordship over them? Are they not the women? Is it not the women that has the charge over them? Because listen, you can drink, men, but it be the women that you be sleeping with. King, literally, you got a whole bunch of women up in here. And everybody wants to come up here because of the women up in here. They ain't coming up in here because the king is up in here and because the drink is up in here. We coming up in here because the women up in here.
Right.
Here we go. Women have borne the king and all the people that bear rule by sea and land. Women are the ones that bring the kings into the world, is what he's saying. Even of them came they, and they nourished them up, and planted the vineyards, and from whence the wine comes. Where does the wine come from? The vineyards. Who picks the wine or makes the wine? The men and the women. Like, this is where it comes from. So they saying the women is the strongest. We got to pay attention to them. Kind of like Willie Lynch. These also make garments for men. These bring glory unto men. And without women, cannot men be? You know what that means? Without the women, would men be here on earth? No. Because it takes the women for the men or the children to come in to the earth. But it takes a man just to plant the seed, but the women get to carry the seed or seeds, and then they get to bring them into fruition. Yes, and if men have gathered together gold and silver or any godly or goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? Do men not love a woman that look fine as I don't know what? They got a little junk in the trunk, got a little Coke bottle shaped and a little thick. You know, do they not like women that got some breasts? Do they not like a woman that got long hair or short hair that's fine? That you can say, oh, she's all mine? And letting all those things go, do they not gape and even with open mouth fix their eyes fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? Yes, it is true, because even young men want to look like the women, because they fix their minds and looking at them, oh, I want to look like her one day.
Right.
Oh, I wish I could have hair like her. I wish I could have men like... That's how it be. They be fixing their mind on them. They don't be trying to focus on the men and being the man. They be focused on the mama. You know, like, not the mama. What was that show we watched back in the day?
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs. Not the mama. That boy would take that daggum bottle and hit his daddy in the head all the time and say, "Not the mama." He would listen to the mama, but wouldn't listen to the daddy.
Sure did.
I'm gonna have to show y'all that show. A man leaves his own. Say it again, baby.
I said he made it known that he was for the mama, and not the daddy.
Fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaves his own father that brought him up and his own country and cleaves unto his wife. That's what it says in the word.
Yeah.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Why? Because I found my prize. I found my wife. I found my favor. I know that it comes from her because I don't get it on my own unless I got her. You know, a witch and warlock will come to you on your own and you ain't going to never get no favor. But when you get your woman, when you get your queen, or when you get your king and you together, can't no witch or warlock come up against you.
Yeah.
He sticks not to spend his life with his wife, and remembers neither father, nor mother, nor country. By this also you must know that women have dominion over you. You do not labor and toil and give and bring all to the women. Yes, a man takes his sword and goes his way to rob and to steal and to sail upon the sea, upon rivers. Don't we do that? Yeah. The men will go into war, will leave his wife, his children, and will go straight into the war for the king to go defend some things just so he can make sure his household is protected, supposedly.
Right. Take care of that household.
Take care of the household. And looks upon a lion and goes in the darkness. And when he has stolen, spoiled, and robbed, and brings it to his love, wherefore a man loves his wife better than father or mother. You love your wife more than you love your own father and your own mother, because you got to protect her. Yeah. You got to keep her. You got to make sure she's satisfied, because she can go out there and she can create life with somebody else if she wants to. She can go be with anybody, like Beyonce said, I can have another you in a minute. Matter of fact, he gonna be here in a minute. Wait. If you won't do right, I'm gonna give me another. Right. You go into the war and you get unalived out there, guess what? I can have me another one. Somebody gonna protect this here. Somebody gonna love this here. Somebody gonna want this. All right. Wherefore a man loves his wife better than the father or mother. Yes, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, have lost their mind for a woman. There's been many men out here that have really ran out and lost their daggone mind chasing after a woman. It's men out here that'll go rob a man just because they trying to satisfy their woman. Oh, baby, look, we can go over there right now. I'm going to go set it off. Whatever you want, I got you. Look, if the woman say, hey, you ain't doing enough. You ain't doing enough. You ain't bringing nothing into my house. You ain't doing what you're supposed to. A man will lose his daggone mind and go out there and go commit some crimes just to satisfy her. Because, hey, that one right there don't play. But you need to get rid of her. If she's telling you to go out there and do stuff like that, get rid of her too. Because it's going to bring you to ruin, and your kids going to be raised by another man or a woman.
Yeah, that's real.
Yes, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. And now, do you not believe me? Is it not the king? Is not the king great in his power? Do not all regions fear to touch him? Yet did I see him. How you say that? Apame, the king's concubine, the daughter of the admirable. Now you tell it. Apame and Baraticus, sitting at the right hand of the king and taking the crown from the king's head and setting upon her own head. She also struck the king with her left hand. She slapped him. She took his crown from him and put it on her head and it's mine. She slapped the mess out of him. And taking the crown from the king's head, setting up her own head, she also struck the king with her left hand. And yet for all this, the king gaped and gazed upon her with an open mouth.
Like he couldn't believe
Did you just slap me? If she laughed upon him, he laughed also. So when she laughed, he laughed. Like, oh, I was just playing. Girl, you lost your daggone mind. Slapping me like that. Like you own something.
Take the crown.
trying to take my crown from me. But the king laughed right along with her. But if she took any displeasure at him, the king was fain to flatter, that she might be reconciled to him again. O you men, how can it be but women should be strong, seeing they do this? Then the king and the princes looked one upon another. So he began to speak of the truth. Yes, they are. Because they can slap you, but you can't hit them back. Because if you hit them back, oh, you didn't hit me, Jody. You said you never hit me. You remember that on Baby Boy?
Oh, yeah.
Jody, you said you never hit me.
Yeah.
But he told her, I told you stop hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
He hit back.
Yeah.
King Darius didn't hit back. He laughed about it.
Mm.
Where I'm at. Did my whole face turn again? Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, he laughed about it. O you men, are not women strong? Great is the earth, high is the heaven, swift is the sun in his course. For he compasses the heavens round about, and fetches his course again to his own place in one day. Is he not great that makes these things? Therefore great is the truth, and stronger than all things. All the earth calls upon the truth, and the heaven blessed it. All works shake and tremble at it, and with it is no unrighteous thing. Wine is wicked, the king is wicked, women are wicked, all the children of men are wicked, and such are all the wicked works. And there is no truth in them. In their unrighteousness also they shall perish. As for the truth, it endures and is always strong. It lives and conquers forevermore. Oh, this is a long chapter. With her, there is no accepting of persons or rewards, but she does the things that are just and refrains from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works. So you got to get you one that's not into the evil works. Amen. That's not into the ways of the world. Because this stuff been going on for years. This stuff been going on for years. Eyes on me.
Yeah. You right about it.
I'm not playing with you. Literally. It's been going on for years. Women have been in charge. I can tell you, I was with a woman that was doing me like that. That was treating me all type of ways. I was with many women that was treating me all type of ways. And I was that man, like King Darius, literally like, oh, it's cool. I ain't tripping. Yeah. You know, I'm just, it's going to be cool the next day. We're going to be straight. But nah, get rid of her. She trying to bring
your demise.
Your demise. Trying to say, look, you ain't really no king. You ain't nothing. I run you. You better get you one that knows who you are and knows her position, right. Knows her purpose, and you know yours too. And you ain't putting hands on one another. Yeah. You ain't trying to take one another's crown. Oh, queen, I want your crown. No, king, I want your crown. No, right. You got your crown, I got mine. You got your purpose, I got mine. Yeah. Finishing up.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Teamwork make the dream work.
Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness. Y'all, that's my baby in the background. And she is the strength, kingdom, power, and majesty of all ages. Blessed be the God of truth. When you have your woman, he that finds the wife finds the good thing and obtains favor of the Lord, she gonna raise your children upright. Y'all gonna raise y'all children upright. Ain't no babies gonna come up against daddy, and ain't no babies gonna come up against mama, because y'all on the same page. Y'all on the same team. Y'all on the team of the Most High. And with that, he held his peace. And all the people then shouted and said, Great is the truth, and mighty above all things. Then said the king unto him, Ask what thou wilt more than is appointed in the writing, and we will give it to thee. Because thou art found wisest, and thou shalt sit next to me, and shalt be called my cousin. The king just made him part of the tribe, his tribe. Yeah. Now remember, this king is wicked. This king ain't really like that. I mean, a little mean at times, but his woman ruled him sometimes. But the wise men had to tell him, your wife slapped you one day, and then put the crown on her head one day, and you still smile. So what he did is he called him out on everything. He called everybody out. He called everybody out on everything, to where they was shocked, like, wait a minute. This is the wisest one right here. Because he telling everything. He telling the truth. He calling us out on our mess. He calling us out on the stuff we've been dealing with for years. Y'all might be hearing it right now, but I'm talking about it right now in today's day and age. That's why I said it's a teaching lesson. Because you got to wake up and realize we've been doing this too. The women have been running the household, and the men ain't been the rulers of the household, ain't been the head of the household, because we've been putting them in charge. And oh, baby, I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna take care of you. Happy wife, happy life.
Right.
As long as you straight, everything else is gonna be great.
Hey,
that's a lie straight from the pits of hell.
I know
that's a Willie Lynch lie.
What is it, baby?
Happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah.
And we both spouses. So I better be happy and you better be happy. Because when we both happy, the children is happy. The house is happy. Matter of fact, the house is at peace.
We happy together.
Forever. Then said he unto the king, remember your vow, which thou hast vowed to build Jerusalem in the day when thou camest to the kingdom, and send away all the vessels that were taken away out of Jerusalem, which Cyrus set apart, when he vowed to destroy Babylon, and to send them again thither. Thou hast vowed to build up the temple, which the Edomites burned when Judea was made desolate by the Chaldees. So he's like, remember that vow that you said?
Right.
Because I want that. I want exactly that. I want you to do what you said you would do when you choose whoever it is. I want you to do that.
Just that.
And now, O Lord the King, this is that which I require and which I desire of thee. Now he's making a petition. And this is the princely liberality proceeding from thyself. I desire therefore that thou make good the vow, the performance whereof with thine own mouth thou hast vowed to the King of heaven. Then Darius the king stood up and kissed him, and wrote letters for him unto all the treasurers, and the lieutenants, and the captains, and the governors, that they should safely convey on their way both him and all those that go up with him to build Jerusalem. So the king literally just said, okay, fine, we got to do this thing. If we want to see greatness, if we want to see heaven come to earth, then we got to listen to this man here, and we got to keep this vow, and we got to go build it.
And that's it.
So they will come. Feel the dreams. Get out of my head, girl. 2 peas in the pod. We twin flames. He wrote letters also unto the lieutenants that were in Celesyria and Phineas, and unto them in Libanus, that they should bring cedar wood, Libanus, unto Jerusalem, that they should build the city with him. Moreover, he wrote for all the Jews that went out of his realm into Jewry concerning their freedom, that no officer, no ruler, no lieutenant, no treasurer should forcibly enter into their doors. They can't give you no warrant no more. They can't just bust down your doors and say, we got a warrant. We're here to arrest such and such. They can't do that no more. Officers, lieutenants, lawyers, governors, mayors, they're not in charge of us no more. When the new Jerusalem or the heaven on earth comes, literally understand that nobody will be in charge of us no more, because we have the head of household in play now.
That's it. Ain't ever say nothing.
Can't say a jackdog thing. And that all the country, which they should be free without tribute, and that the Edomites should give over the villages of the Jews which they held. Yes, that they should be yearly given 20 talents to the building of the temple until the time that it were built, and other 10 talents yearly to maintain the burnt offerings unto the altar every day, as had a commandment of the commandment to offer 17. And at that, all they that went from Babylon to build the city should have free liberty, as well as their posterity, and all the priests that went away. He wrote also concerning the charges and the priests' vestments wherein they minister, and likewise for the charges of the Levites, to be given them until the day that the house were finished and Jerusalem builded up. And he commanded to give to all that kept the city pensions and wages. He sent away also all the vessels from Babylon that Cyrus had set apart, and all that Cyrus had given in commandment, the same charge he also to be done and sent unto Jerusalem. So we getting paid. We getting everything. Everything back. We getting paid on a daily. We getting wages every single day. Everything that they was giving to the foreigners, the $10,000s of dollars and giving them land and all this other extra stuff that they wasn't giving us originally that was for us. Now they got to give everything back.
Come on.
And we get to have all of that and build it. And guess what? We ain't even got to build it. They got to build it for us.
Yep, a wealth transfer.
Say it again, baby.
A wealth transfer.
Now, when this young man was gone forth, he lifted up his face to heaven toward Jerusalem and praised the King of heaven and said, from the cometh victory, from the cometh wisdom, and thine is the glory, and I am your servant. Blessed art thou who hast given me wisdom, for to thee I give thanks, O Lord, of our fathers. And so he took the letters and went out and came unto Babylon and told it all to his brethren. And they praised the God of their fathers because he had given them freedom and liberty to go up and to build Jerusalem and the temple, which is called by his name. And they feasted with instruments of music and gladness 7 days. Completion.
7 days.
Now, if y'all didn't understand, he didn't take all the glory for himself. He gave praise to Abba, Father, who gave him the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, and then he brought it amongst his brethren, amongst his family, amongst his chosen family, and they celebrated 7 days with real music, the Most High's music, not this heathenistic music. When y'all get a chance, go check out the Apocrypha. Go check out Esdras, Second Esdras, Tobit, Judith, Baruch, the Wisdom of Solomon, Baal and the Dragon, all of them. Check those books out. There's many more. I'm just giving you just a tidbit of Ecclesiasticus especially, which is Sirach. But for those that tuned in, I thank y'all for tuning in to the lesson today. It's been a great pleasure to do it. I give all praises to the Most High because I could never do this on my own power. Stand up here without a podium, without help, without a congregation, without all of this stuff. I'm not inside of a church building. I'm on the outside. Matter of fact, I'm in my house. We in our houses, and the kids is listening. They're getting the lesson. They're getting taught real history, not some fake stuff. Ain't nobody gifting me or I'm passing around a collection plate. Like, hey, the Cash App is on here if y'all want to do something like that. We are very appreciative because we do got bills to pay, but that's when the Most High put it on your heart. But until then, hey, Shalom, kings and queens, brothers and sisters. That means peace be unto you. I love y'all. Blessings to y'all. Knowledge. Happy Sabbath day.
Sabbath, yeah.
Oh.